Tony Manero says, because you've looked at the CCTV, imagine, for a number of times, several times, but he notices, which lots of people also have, that the time difference between the last hover of the plane, which you talked about, and the collapse was up to an hour.
It's not possible.
He says, how can you explain
It's
that?
not possible. It's not possible.
From the CCTV footage?
Yes, it's not possible.
I was seeing that.
It's not possible. I have them here.
How long was it?
It's not possible. It was, I don't think it was up to 20 minutes.
From the last time?
Not even up to 15 minutes. It was between 5 to 15 minutes.
But from the time, the one they saw, the image that was circulated to the press, the one that was playing on TV, what they saw, that's what he just notices. And that's what he's pointing out.
Well, I wouldn't know where he got his from. There's nothing that you cannot see in this country. But I said, we have these things here, and it can be played.
And you say it's not up to 20 minutes?
It's not up to 20 minutes.
Why is it that there were people in the building when it was not finished?
I thought we have gone through that before.
No, because we have people who were asking, because they heard you say that people were living in it when they were still putting finishing touches.
Don't forget, like I said, that we had these finishing touches. The building did not just start as a 6-story building from the 1 to the 6th. Some part of it, the ground floor, the first, the second, like you quoted somebody from the Lagos State government who claimed that it was the first one that they gave approval for.
No, I didn't say that. I'm saying that
Okay,
it's possible
sorry,
because they're saying that. Yeah, I remember that we do have. Just a moment, just quickly. We have the town planning commissioner, commissioner for urban planning, saying that they don't have an approval for this structure. They're going to wait, or maybe he will give you an opportunity to present
but like
the approval.
I said we have given to them.
You say you have. We really do wish that you had brought a copy, though, so that because that statement is the last thing that is still out there.
Or do you have any copy of the approval?
Well, I don't have it here, but like I said, we have.
And I did, as of last night, we now heard that the approval of the building was buried in the rubble. I don't know how true that was. That's why
I answered that before.
You said that it's not true. Yes.
And we are prepared to come back. They come. We come with whatever they want us to show. We are prepared. Everything we have given to them, okay? If they're not bringing it to the public domain, we are prepared to come face them here, and we present those things fresh.
You say that you have an approval for a 12-story building.
Every approval you require there is there. And answering that your question, I said that building has been completed. Is the interiors. I didn't say finishing touching. The finishing touches were your own language. I said the interiors were. It was at the interior stage, and that does not in any way preclude any person from making use of it.
Well, when you say interior,
yeah,
a lot of people imply finishing touches. I mean,
well,
that is
I wanted to repeat myself.
By interior, what do you mean? Do you mean plumbing and electrical work, or what exactly do you mean by?
Well, interior could mean
interior.
Interior could mean rug. It could mean furnishing.
Yes, that's what it could mean. The question is, what do you mean specifically?
I mean these areas now. I mean the furnishing. That's what I mean by
that's the same thing as finishing touches.
Ace here says that no matter the technology today, demolition experts use dynamites in bringing down a building.
Fine.
And so he's saying that if that was controlled, as you say.
Yes, I agree with him.
He's also saying that the sound would have been heard by everybody, and so why?
And I said the people just had the sound.
Why would you need a plane to hover around to demolish or to have that controlled on? Because the ones
that should be the question for the person who did it.
You made it.
The method the person chose to detonate the dynamites is entirely.
You made it seem like as if the plane was hovering.
Yes.
I've also seen a clip of that particular.
Okay.
It looks like the plane was actually making a C-curve, like it was on a path. It passed on top of the building and went straight somewhere else. It didn't look like it was circling around the building as you make it safe.
Okay, from your own account, you went somewhere else and came back again, went somewhere else and came back again.
Well, I didn't see it come back again.
That's what I'm
it was seen that there were separate clips, you know, showing the building coming and then going, showing the plane rather, coming and going, coming and going. But it wasn't like it was, when you say something is hovering, I want to assume like
okay, you want to take it until it got...
I would think that's a picture.
Would it have been possible for a plane to be going like this?
That's a question.
And for a plane to go like this...
Just a moment, sir.
No. For a plane to go that way, it has to go, turn and come somewhere.
When we say that, you know, when we give that idea of hovering over a building, which is what you say, which is what the church is also, what the church is also saying. We assume, I mean, the picture I have in my head is that there's something hovering like this, you know, going around in a circle on top of the building.
What was that object hovering?
But that was not
the way the object could hover.
But that wasn't the situation.
But that's the situation. That's the only way an aircraft could hover. There's no way you expect an aircraft to be turning like a vehicle. It has to go, turn somewhere.
Do you also see yourself exaggerating the story a little?
Not at all.
Just to make the point
not at all. We are calling for investigation. We're not exaggerating. And all we are asking, if we are saying this is the position we want you to take, we said investigate this angle in addition to what you are investigating.
But is what you're saying the opinion or the perspective of the church?
I do not need to have his opinion. In this case, do not forget about those who lost their lives in this particular incident are not members of his family. They are not his children. We have Nigerians, we have people from other nations. And I am a member. My life is also, that's why I need to know, my family members need to know what happens there. All foreign nationals that attend church, attend service there need to know. I'll give you an example of what happened here, even yesterday's service. Okay? A young man attempted suicide in the church. And if he had died, the story would have been a different thing today. While the prophet was on another area during the prophetic service, a young man jumped through the gallery. And what was his, when he was asked, because he didn't die, when he was now, he said he wanted to prove that he believes in this. There is, now, assuming that young man had died, the story would have been a different story.
Well, the reason why that comes up is that the image shown or seen does not necessarily mean that that is the case. So if the church has taken this position, they have to be able to back it up with evidence, scientifically.
And that's why we are
scientific evidence, or just the CCTV footage.
No, the issue is not, you don't call the camera, security cameras just CCTV footage. Because the cameras are there to show, that is why we start.
I say that vis-a-vis scientific evidence.
How do you get that without going into the investigation?
So is the church predicating their comment saying that this is controlled demolition based on the image that is shown us, the CCTV footage?
Sure.
So the church is categorical.
This is our position.
Because people thought that what they should have said, well, it looks as though it's controlled, but not to say for sure that it is controlled. If you have to say for sure, then you have scientific evidence to back it up.
Now the issue is, why are we running away from one fact? Why are we running away from getting those who are supposed to investigate this to come and investigate it?
We have Adekunle who says...
If you take our position now as our allegation, we have made allegations that this was what happened.
This question is from Adekunle. He says, why is it that, he said that you say that the interior, we were putting finishing touches on the interior, but there were cranes still working on the building?
Not at all.
Are there other construction sites there as well?
Of course.
Okay.
Within the area, yes.
Well, you know, we also have the town planner, chief town planner, on tape saying that they also noticed additional structures to the original main church auditorium, which they don't remember that they gave any approval for.
Main church auditorium? Yeah. There's no work going on the main church auditorium.
Were there any additions?
No, not at all. The main church auditorium, except he doesn't know which one is the main church auditorium.
How many people on the did you, speaking about which, about just 2 minutes, Nema says that they requested a list of the members who were involved, and the church could not provide it. Is that true?
Not true, not correct.
Is there a list of those who were involved in this?
Of course.
How many people finally lost their lives?
We've answered that question, because why I say we have answered that question? Because it's obvious that somebody somewhere is trying to give a dog a bad name in order to hang it. We say to them, fine. In terms of casualties, you have the list of our people who were there, either doing one thing or the other there, and you now determine the casualties.
How many does the church have as its figures?
No, what the church, what we concern ourselves with, we gave them the list of everybody.
Who did you give?
To those that asked, and we still have them, the list of everybody that has anything to do with that building on that day, and they should now determine the casualty figures.
They should determine, because, you know, we're getting conflicting casualty figures. The government of South Africa said 115 people. So far, so good. In Nigeria,
and Nigeria said what?
86.
And that's why we said, leave the church out of the issue of figures. That is not...
Where does South Africa get their figure from?
No, we have it, but we said, since we have given you the list of those,
how many people were on the list
that has anything to do with that place?
How many people were on that list? The list that you give them?
Not casualties now.
Yes,
both the survivors
yes,
and everybody that has anything to do with.
Yes.
We have way over 200 people within that complex.
Okay.
All right, but you're saying that the church cannot give the exact figure of those.
In order not to contradict any of them, because it's their job.
Okay, Ken Emeakayi is of the Emmanuel TV Partners in Synagogue Church of All Nations, talking about the building that went down. Thank you for coming on this morning. We'll be back after this break. Join us again.